So, some stuff has happened. Hey everyone, it's me Amanda, and this is Building Characters. And yeah, I'm not at the Building Characters office right now. We're just gonna put rom-coms on hold for a minute while I just kinda ramble about what's been going on with me this week. So Monday night I was driving and I hit a pole. It was dark, it was raining, I was out on a delivery. Yeah, I'm a delivery driver. And I had the wrong address, so I pulled into a parking lot. A police station parking lot, mind you. That's kind of important later. And I was trying to figure out where the actual address was. I put myself in park, and I got out my phone to look it up. And once I knew where the address was, I went to go turn, and then bam! So then I did what, most people probably would do, and I called the police. But this is before I knew I was right outside their station. Phone call went something like this. Yes, 911. I need help changing a tire, please. Okay, ma'am. Where are you? Let me look. I'm at the police station, actually. You're right outside? I am literally in your parking lot right now. See, I just thought that I had a flat. Like, I thought it was just a flat tire. And then it could get changed. Because everything else is just a small dent. I wasn't going very fast. No. I cracked the rim. Everything was dented. I couldn't drive it. So alas, I cannot go to the Building Characters office. But I don't feel too bad though, because I got someone to take me to work the other day, and then my mom was going to pick me up from work, and then my mom, she got stuck in the mud trying to pick me up and had to get a tow truck to pull her out. That's been my week. This is what happens when you're single. You got no one to call, so you call your mom. You're like, oh, they'll help me. Mom's cool. Love my mom. And your mom gets stuck in the mud while trying to pick you up. And then you have to wait there for the tow truck. But it's okay because I'm gonna vlog. And I decided, since this week's not going so great, let's just go ahead and jump right into my most embarrassing Valentine's Day ever. I actually had some pretty not good Valentine's Days. Yeah. I figure I'd talk about my worst one because it's very funny, and it's me trying to be romantic, so my own personal rom-com, if you will. So I was dating this guy, and I was at work, and it was Valentine's Day, and we had decided not to really do anything for Valentine's Day because we both were busy and we didn't really have time to do anything, and I was going to work that night anyway. At the time that I was with this guy, he did not have his own car, so I had to take him to and from places sometimes. And so I was at work that night, and he had texted me and he was like, hey, I'm hanging out, with some friends at this church. You can come and hang out and maybe give me a ride home if you want after you get off work. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll come over and hang out, and then we can drive you home. So I get off work and I decide, this is a great opportunity to be a little bit spontaneous. And so I don't tell him that I get off work, and I go to Walmart. I find some fake rose petals that I thought were cool. I got a fake rose, and the rose bud itself is made out of chocolate. And so I was going around Walmart thinking, and I was like, man, I really want something else, something more than just chocolate and fake rose petals. And then I found it. I found some really cheaply made masks. They're made out of this kind of foam, cheap foam. These masks that were made into the shape of hearts over your eyes. So I got all the stuff and I texted him that I was on my way. So I get to the church, I park, I put on my mask, I have my fake rose and my fake rose petals, and I'm ready. I'm creeping around. So I go in the church, I don't see him, and I'm like, hey, where's so-and-so? People are giving me weird looks, by the way. They're just like, what is going on? they're like, oh, you know, he's in this back room somewhere. So I go up to this door and I barely turn the knob, barely open the door, and I can see him. He's like right next to the door. Mind you, I did not see the rest of this room. I only saw him because conveniently he was right there in the line sight of the door. I did not see the rest of the room. I think you guys know where this is going. So I burst through the door. I'm throwing rose petals. I got my chocolate rose in my other hand and I'm just yelling, I am the love bandit! But I realized before I even started yelling that there was 15 people in this room. See, he had just told me that he was hanging out with a couple of our friends. I was not expecting 15 strangers. You know how things like kind of go in slow motion? Like, that's kind of what was happening. And it was one of those moments where I just instantly regretted everything. But something in my mind was like, I have to commit. I'm already here. Like, they already see me. I get done throwing the rose petals and I hand the mask to the guy that I was dating. And I was like, you're gonna be my partner in crime or something like that. I don't even remember what I said. I think one person who is my friend was like, oh, that's so sweet. Everyone else, nothing. They looked at me and then just ignored me. And then the worst part happened. A guy entered the room and he looked at me and then he started talking to everyone else, just completely ignored me. And that's when I realized that they weren't just hanging out as friends, they were playing a tabletop role-playing game. Which, by the way, why do you need 15 people to play a game? Like, that's too many. Like, 7 people is max party limit for me. Like, after that, it just gets redundant. And then I had to go around and pick up the rose petals that I had just thrown. I think my boyfriend helped a little bit, but I literally was just crawling around trying to pick up the rose petals. No one gave me any acknowledgement. They were just completely ignoring me, which was the weirdest thing, actually. I go back to my boyfriend. He is completely red with embarrassment. I just kind of sit there awkwardly with my mask still on. So I asked the guy, I was like, hey, can we just like go, please? And then this guy is like, oh, you know, so-and-so's gonna take me home. I'm sorry, but like, this guy had texted me to come pick him up. And I told him I was going to pick him up. And then I get there. And yeah, I understand. I really embarrassed him. I embarrassed myself. But then he just tells me that someone else is going to take it. Like, I just wasted gas at that point. And my dignity. So yeah, it's probably the worst Valentine's Day I've ever had. So let me know in the comments if you've had any really bad Valentine's Days. I feel you. I understand. If you want to see more videos, skits, short films, all that great stuff, just hit that subscribe button, like this video for me, and as always, my name's Amanda. I'll see you next time.